9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin.
In the city of Philly, where the birds take flight, Eagle swag on the rise each and every night. Tone and Marcus got the scoop ready to ignite. From the lanes of South Street to the Moore Street lights, dashing like a running back, hitting every play. Flying guys in the zone, never led astray. Talking touchdowns, talking game day. Huddle around the mic, hear what they gotta say. Fly like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Marcus always standing by, bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry. Fly like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Marcus always standing by, bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry.
Yes, sir. We here with it. We here with it. We here with it. We here with it. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the energy. Y'all know where our baldies be. You feel what I'm saying? This is the Bald Eagles podcast. Marcus,
What's good?
how are you feeling, my man?
Man, been one of them weeks, brother. Anybody that rocks with me know I was having some technical difficulties. They have continued, but I've been troubleshooting and I think I figured some stuff out. So if you notice the switch, Tone is on the left, I'm on the right. That means Tone's holding it down. He is the engineer today. I appreciate you holding it down, bro, because I have been having a time.
And I do not mind, by the
system,
way.
Man. So
and I do not mind, by the way. You guys know I'm very much used to, pulling the strings behind the scenes. You know what I mean? But regardless, though, the content don't stop, man. We still got to keep this ball rolling.
Don't stop. I was in ShopRite when the Jair Alexander news dropped. So I went live from ShopRite yesterday, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, we got some things to get into, man.
Yes, sir.
Like you said, the Jair Alexander trade, we're going to definitely get into that. But Eagles fans, of course, you know what your job is. You know what your role is in this thing. Smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, man. Channels, plural. Make sure you're subscribed to Pro Fan Talk. Pro Fan Talk does amazing work. Make sure you are subscribed also to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. So, where do we begin with this? All right. Let's kind of take it step by step. The Philadelphia Eagles enter their bye week 6-2.
Yeah.
Wasn't the easiest 6-2, but they got there nonetheless.
Who before you go on, think about this. Who had an easy winning record?
Fair enough. Because ultimately what the Eagles were dealing with were things that we all agree were self-inflicted wounds, right? For the most part, there was nothing that the opponent was doing that the Eagles weren't well equipped to handle.
Agreed.
Nonetheless, they went through what they went through, and defensively, they actually started off better on the season. Then had a couple hiccups. Right, that fourth quarter against the Broncos is what stands out the most.
Yeah.
And then obviously what happened against the Giants. They also went through their fair share of cornerback issues, depth issues. CB2
still are.
CB2 to be specific.
Oh
right?
my God.
Quinyon and Coop have been playing well all year. Quinyon had a little bit of a hamstring, but overall was playing. He's it looks like it's behind him.
Right.
So that means we're left with Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson to discuss. If you want to throw in Jacoian Bennett in there, sure. But he ended up on IR as soon as the season started, damn near.
Correct.
Then Adoree Jackson is looking like a liability. He gets hurt. Then Keely Ringo goes out there, gets his opportunities. Starts off okay, right? First game with that Buccaneers game, we saw it was all right, not bad. I spoke up and I said, look, he wasn't really targeted that much.
Facts.
So let's be mindful of this thing. He goes out there, Giants matchup, gets cooked by a SoundCloud rapper. My man
Can
was his name was Lil Jordan Humphrey. Who
you
is this?
said a SoundCloud rapper?
Who is this? Lil Jordan Humphrey?
Wow.
That sound like a rap name off of like a Disney Channel show.
Sound like a mumble rapper?
You know what I mean? So Keely Ringo's getting cooked bad.
That was funny. That was funny.
Bad.
SoundCloud
You know what I mean?
rapper.
So
Make that a t-shirt, dog.
I'm just saying, Marcus, I'm just saying they went through their issues at CB2. Very up and down. Very up and down. To
Yes.
the point where whenever a guy has the slightest good moment, we're like, hey, okay, he didn't do that bad. No, he was bad. He was bad.
Anytime the other team is targeting you, rightfully so, and it never got better. And you know, I was a fan of Keely Ringo. I was like, this kid's got the size. You talking about a 6'2" dude that ran a 4.3 and can be physical, but for whatever reason, man, it did, like those skills just did not manifest and are not manifesting on the field.
Right.
How you be that fast and can't rotate your hips? I don't understand that. Your change of direction should be a hell of a lot better. So I think the mechanical skills are there. I just think, I don't know if he's thinking too long or it's not out of the realm of the possibility that, maybe he just ain't it.
Yeah. Enter the bye week. And over the past 4 days, Howie Roseman has made some moves at the cornerback position.
He been in the kitchen.
The first move was a move with the Jets. The Eagles received cornerback Michael Carter II and a 2027 7th-round pick, while the Jets received wide receiver John Mechie III and a 2027 6th-round pick. So we got a pick swap here. Both day 3 picks don't really have too much value here or relevance, but they sweeten the pot. You basically traded a corner for a wide receiver. I'm sorry, you traded a wide receiver for a corner. You got Michael Carter II. When healthy, he was one of the better nickels in the league. He spent most of his time playing nickel. And when a move like that happens, immediately the fan base goes, okay, that means Cooper DeJean is going to be on the outside clearly more often. They're clearly trying to create more versatility, with this Michael Carter trade. All right, no problem. Now we know they want Cooper DeJean in the nickel, and when they can, they'll put him out there. But for the most part, trading for Michael Carter gave them that versatility. Coop can play the outside in base. He can play the outside in nickel if they really need it, things like that. But then they followed up with another trade, Marcus, for another corner.
Yeah.
Jair Alexander. The Eagles received cornerback Jair Alexander and a 2027 7th-round pick from the Ravens in exchange for a 2026 6th-round pick. So this is interesting to me because
basically we got Jair Alexander for a Wawa hoagie.
You got Jair Alexander for a gift card.
Yeah, man. It's not a lot.
Yeah. A gift card to Applebee's.
Which tells me that they were probably going to release him anyways.
Right. Because they got to pick and the player. They got to pick and the player.
Right. So Baltimore had to they had to have wanted to release him. Because why would you? That doesn't make sense. And they figured that, hey, we can get a pick for him. He's going to release him anyways. Why not?
From what I was reading, there's a reporter for The Athletic that covers the Ravens. I forget my man's name, but he mentioned a lot how the Ravens they play with a lot of their defensive alignments, a lot of their defensive packages. Excuse me, those guys. They send out more 3 safety packages than anybody else in the league. They play with 3 safeties for the most part. So when you think about it from that perspective, more safeties on the field, less corners you're using on the regular basis. He wasn't getting minutes ahead of Marlon Humphrey, obviously. He wasn't getting snaps ahead of Nate Higgins, right? He wasn't going to do that. So at that point, he's not playing special teams. So there's other guys there's other corners on their roster that is more willing to play special teams. He wasn't getting the snaps over there. He was a healthy scratch for many games in a row.
Yeah, it was a numbers game.
right? He only played 2 games for him, the opener, and I think week 2, and then hasn't really played for them. I think he did get hurt, but he's healthy now.
Yeah, and I saw
Was-
a couple of. I didn't do no homework on this, but I saw a couple of posts that said he wasn't really great in the games that he did play, and I'm like, that's a hard pill to swallow when you've been sitting on the sideline and you got to go in cold, or you ain't getting many reps. You kind of got to get back into form, especially when you just sitting cold for a while. So I don't know how much I throw into that, but you know, are we going to have another Kevin Byard situation, or is this going to be a Zach Bond situation? We don't know what we're going to get. I know what we hope for, obviously, but
yeah, let me
get
show
that
you this
change
real
in
quick.
environment coming.
So here we go. This is the guy I was telling you about. His name is Jeff Zrebiec.
Yeah.
He's a senior staff writer for the Athletic Baltimore, covering the Ravens. So the Athletic via the New York Times. He's been covering this team for a while. So let's just go to his stream of tweets after the move was made. So it says here. All right. This sure begins for him. Alexander was a healthy scratch the past 2 games and was active, but didn't play a snap in week 6. Ravens have raved how well he's handled it, how hard he's worked to stay ready. But he obviously wants to play, and there was no immediate path to playing time. Let's take it a step further here. He also wrote, the Ravens playing 3 safeties at all times. So there's just not many snaps for reserve cornerbacks right now. And he was 4th or 5th on the team's cornerback depth chart. He also doesn't play special teams, while TJ Tampa and Keon Martin do. So it was going to be tough to crack game day rosters. So, and this is more so for the Ravens' benefit. Alexander gets an opportunity to play, and the Ravens create roughly $2 million of cap space by moving on. And they get another 6th-round pick in the 2026 draft. They now have 8 picks for the 2020. Okay, so this is more so Ravens stuff. So the bottom line is, like you said, it was a numbers game.
Yeah.
And overall, this begs the question, what kind of Jaire Alexander is the Philadelphia Eagles getting?
You got somebody with a chip on their shoulder, and knowing that 28 years old, so this might be maybe his last hurrah at a chance for meaningful reps. Now I got to make that specific, because you always have teams that'll bring in an old veteran just to help the young pups around and that sort of thing. But when you find yourself in those situations, doesn't mean you're playing a lot.
Yeah, this ain't that. This is a guy who still believes he has something left. This is a guy who wants to compete.
He's 28 years old, and he still got something to prove. He still got gas in the tank. And let me be honest with you. When I look at last year, somebody like Slay. Now, people can say what they want about Slay, but Slay was 34. And Slay was still putting it down.
And
now, every game he was limping off the field, but when he was on the field, he was effective.
I agree 100%. You also got to keep in mind, Slay isn't playing well right now.
No, he's not. But I chalk some of that up to new environment. He was here, he was comfortable.
Yeah,
but what it was.
But when you're at his age, that acclimation to that new environment comes a little bit slower.
Absolutely.
So it's not like he's a young guy who's on a multi-year deal, who's going to have time to acclimate. No, they brought you in on a 1-year deal. You have to make an impact now. Acclimation is not a part of this conversation. Correct. So reality is, like, Bill Belichick kind of started this thing, and Howie Roseman kind of adopted it ever since winning that first Super Bowl. Rather get rid of guys a year early than a year too late.
And a year too late, yeah.
And
but then you say that
Howard learned the hard way. He did learn the hard way.
And then we ended up with Devin White. We ended up with Robert Quinn. with Kevin Byard, although it wasn't Kevin Byard's fault.
Yeah, but
That was the Matt Patricia stuff going on.
I think the difference between those are different to me because you didn't have those players on your roster. You took a shot
Right.
on those rosters, hoping
Right.
they had something left. And those were those are like, well, Devin White wasn't mid-season, but Robert Quinn was
What was the other?
mid-season.
I was trying to think. What was the other linebacker we got?
Shaquille Barrett. Is it Griffin? Shaq Barrett?
It
Or
wasn't
Shaq Griffin?
Shaq. Was it Shaq Barrett? It was somebody
Yeah.
else.
He
Tall
was a
guy.
linebacker.
He had
Was
the
Shaq-
crazy. He had the crazy hair with the braids on the side.
I don't know who you're talking about.
What was the one? Was it Moreau? What was the one that quit and became a?
You talking about Shaq Leonard? Because
I
Shaq
guess
Leonard
it
had
is
a
Shaq Leonard, yeah.
Shaq Leonard had a regular cut.
I can't remember.
But regardless, though, Jair Alexander. Let's get into the nitty gritty and what exactly this means for the Eagles, and kind of do some. Maybe you're thinking of Zach Cunningham, by the way, or Nicholas Morrow.
I think it was Moreau.
But anyway, let's try to figure out what this move does for the Eagles. Like I said, you added Michael Carter II. He's a nickel. You added Jair Alexander.
By the way, it was Cunningham. Thank you.
Okay. You added Jair Alexander, who's an outside corner. That's
Right.
That's what he is. So both these moves are clearly low risk. They didn't really give up anything to get these guys. What it can do for you obviously outweighs that. And when you think about what the Eagles have gotten from the CB2 position already, it actually makes a whole lot of sense for them to have made this a priority during the trade deadline.
Mhm.
Here's why I say this. Because you had some people saying, well, edge should have been more of a priority than CB2. And I'm not mad at people saying that's a priority. My only issue comes in when they say it's the top priority. That edge rusher room, I hear you, right? Azeez Ojulari just got put on IR. Nolan Smith was on IR this season. He'll be back though, right? So you're getting Nolan Smith back. You added BG to the fold. Jalix Hunt is starting to come into his own. He's had a very, very strong stretch.
Yes.
Patrick Johnson, you still have him as depth. He's solid depth. He's not a starter. He's not a starter at all, but he's a depth guy that's been getting pressures for you. Uche, who's been getting pressure, should have had a strip sack on the resume, but they didn't give it to him. It's all right.
No, it's
not. And you're getting a lot of production from your interior. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
You're getting a lot of this Eagles defensive line is built from the inside out, not the outside in. They rely on that interior. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Moro Jomo. They rely on them to create most of the double teams or take in most of the double teams and create one-on-ones for those guys on the edge. Those guys on the edge have to win their matchups. When the guys in the interior are dictating that much of the game and creating that much attention. So what I'm trying to say is, I think this defensive line, coming off of a 5-sack game, 3 sacks came from your interior, 2 from your edge rushers. You're getting your defensive line is trending up.
Yes, we are.
They're
going
trending
in the right
up.
direction.
They're trending up, and they're getting healthier. And also
Correct.
keep this in mind: the Eagles didn't lead the league in sacks in 2024. They were like middle of the pack. They weren't a big sack team last year when they won the Super Bowl. They weren't a big sack team, but they got a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
and they were covering well, forcing turnovers. So I bring this full circle to say CB2 to them, they didn't see the writing on the wall for that in a good way. They didn't see a curve. They just saw a stagnant plane of poor play and injuries.
Yeah, and
so I think that's why they prioritize that position.
Correct.
At the trade deadline.
I agree with that 100% because there's a difference between you got people injured and whoever's playing that position can't play very well. That's a different problem. That's a very different problem because they had 2 people, obviously Keely Ringo, Adoree Jackson, 0 for 2.
You saw what that was going to be. There's no changing what that was going to look like.
Yeah,
that D-line though is trending up. You can see a better future for that.
Correct. So I mean, and think about always when we were in camp, the big question mark was what was Keely Ringo going to look like?
Right.
So we always knew it was there. We were just kind of waiting for it to manifest, and we didn't think it was going to look like this. So they had to make a move. Because Nolan Smith was there, wasn't nobody worried about Brandon Graham. Like, we were good, and then the injuries hit, so you got to make a move. So I understand why people say edge as well, and to me, it was either or. But I think you can get. Do you get beat more because you don't have good edges, or do you get beat more because you have weak cornerbacks? I would say cornerbacks, because you're going to come across passing teams all day. And even if you have a weak pass rush, eventually a quarterback's going to make a mistake. But if your cornerbacks aren't up to snuff, and you can always attack a particular area, because everybody else on our defense was playing well.
It doesn't even matter.
Exactly. If that's your weakest link, if that's the kink in the armor, and everybody is attacking it, we saw that. We talked about this after the Cowboys game, and I was like, everybody's going to see what Dallas did to Kelee Ringo, and everybody's going to do the exact same thing, and that is exactly what happened.
Right,
and he didn't get any better.
You're right. Adoree got hurt week 1.
Yep.
But he played after that, but got hurt again.
Yep.
Kelee did not play well. Like, for me,
the
sorest thumb was that Giants game.
Yeah.
The moment on those first 2 drives, because he didn't make it to the 3rd drive. Only reason he came back to a 4th drive is because Quinyon got hurt.
Got hurt.
But those first 2 drives, oh no, he was getting abused.
It was bad for business.
He was getting used and abused.
It was bad for business.
Literally, it didn't even matter. The pass rush didn't even matter. It didn't matter because it was so bad. I was predicting. I'm watching the game and I'm saying to myself, as soon as he snaps that ball, look for number 7. As soon as he snaps the ball, he's going to look for number 7.
Yeah.
And every single time he got that ball out of his hands quick because number 7 couldn't get the job done. So, again, I think this defensive line, that's led, because you can't have superstars everywhere, right? Some teams, they're edge rusher dependent rather than interior dependent. Some teams are interior dependent rather than edge rusher dependent.
Right.
They got A+ players on the interior. They got maybe B- C+ players on the edge because they believe because of that interior, they can take advantage of those matchups enough. Maybe not at an elite level, but enough, right? So that brings us to the Eagles. They're interior dependent. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Moro Ojomo.
Yeah.
That's a dominant interior.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't even say Ty Robinson and Byron Young's name in that conversation. But those top 3 guys, Moro Ojomo, on the season right now, he leads your team in sacks. Make sure I got this right here. Yes, Moro Ojomo, the guy you banked on after losing Milton Williams. Not looking like a bad decision to move on from Milton.
Where is he at comparatively? What does Ojomo have and what does Milton Williams have right now?
That's a very good question. We can find out right now.
Just to keep it apples to apples.
Of course. And Milton Williams, I hear he's having a good season with the Patriots, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, here we go. On the season right now, Milton Williams, who's played in 8 games, started in 8 games as well. On top of that, he's been on the field for 66% of the snaps for the Patriots. That's 312 defensive snaps. He has 3.5 sacks on the season.
Okay.
And 6 TFLs and 6 quarterback hits. Moro Ojomo, on the other hand, has 4 sacks on the season, 4 TFLs, and 6 quarterback hits.
Okay. So comparatively, they are close.
The difference is, actually, as a matter of fact, both Moro Ojomo and Milton Williams are playing similar snap counts.
Yeah.
Williams,
I guess my point was we've had at that position, we've had 0 drop off.
Yes.
We've had 0 drop off.
So again, this defensive line, I think, is trending up. Jalen Carter is putting together his best combination of games, right? Jordan Davis has been your best defensive lineman for the most part all year.
Yeah. And Jordan Davis, he was one of the ones that needed this bye because he was dinged up.
Yeah.
He had the heel injury.
But Jalen Carter
and-
had to heal. Jalen Carter had to heal in the shoulder.
Right. Here and the shoulder. Because I remember that one game, he kept holding his, I thought he was holding his hand. His shoulder was jacked up.
Yeah, he kept kind of doing this.
Yeah. So hopefully all of that will get a lot better and we'll get more of the Jalen Carter we got against that second game for New York.
Right. And look, this is not to say the Eagles shouldn't maybe try to get an edge via trade. If they can get one, cool, that helps. But I think Howie and those guys upstairs are viewing it from the perspective of where is the line drawn? And what I mean by that is, what position group are we looking at? And we are not seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. We are not seeing anything optimistic or any kind of positivity from what position group, and that's CB2. You saw Keely Ringo.
I disagree. We don't. I don't think we have one. I think CB2 is the problem, but I don't look at it like it's like the abyss. Like there's no.
Well,
there's
but
no
on that
good answer for
on that defense. Well, on that defense, they felt like, and the guys we're talking about are Adoree Jackson, Keely Ringo, Jacorian Bennett.
Right.
Those are the guys we're talking about, right? They traded for 2 corners. That tells you if your name is not Quinyon and your name's not Coop, we don't trust you right now.
I agree with that.
We ain't seen Mac McWilliams get a shot at it.
Nope.
We ain't seen
But
who else?
but everybody was dinged up. Everybody was dinged up. That's the so if you're talking about it from the standpoint of injuries, we haven't had anybody to step up. I don't look at that as not optimistic. I look at that as we just been punched in the face with Murphy's Law.
I think they saw enough from Adoree Jackson.
I agree. Well,
hence why when he got healthy, they had Keely Ringo.
You know what? I in my opinion, because that is something on tape. When you in the film room, that's when people give you the side eye. When he made that business decision against Scottaboo, that's when you in film session, you kind of like, come on, dog.
And Keely Ringo,
like, that's what you're getting paid to do.
And Keely Ringo, like the guys constantly being a liability on third down, just being a liability in general, not tackling. He hasn't been a good player.
Yeah.
So once you get past Adoree and past Keely, and then Jair was on IR, and you're still taking a shot in the dark there, you don't know. I can't blame Howie Roseman at all for adding 2 corners.
Agreed.
Or at least I can't blame him for focusing more on cornerback than edge rusher right now.
Agreed.
That's not to say he shouldn't add one, but I can't blame him. You get past Quinyon and Coop, what do you have there?
Right. And remember, we don't need somebody to come in and be all pro.
No,
we need somebody to come in and be adequate. That's it.
Yeah. Because he gonna get beat. That's the part they're gonna get beat.
I don't need 5 picks out of you. It's not gonna happen. What I do need is adequate play. That's it. I don't need to hear your name on the broadcast. That's it. The only time they say your name is when you got beat or when you got a pass interference. So we just need somebody that's adequate. Can we get that from Jacorian Bennett after coming off IR? The whole situation with Perry Nickerson, I liked him because I thought he looked halfway decent in camp. It couldn't have been worse than what he's getting from Ringo and Jackson, but Vic got to make them decisions. So again, I think the odds are better that Carter or Alexander or Bennett, one of those 3 can at least be adequate or average.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he's just like I use that phrase, even if he's just a guy will come in and play decently.
Mm-hmm.
You might not call his name, but he ain't letting off touchdowns and that sort of thing. And that's what you had with Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
You was nervous because they were on the field. And that's what we got to get away from that. And the only way we'll see when they get on the field. I like
And-
Jair Alexander because, like I said, he's got a chip on his shoulder. You know, he ain't want to leave Baltimore.
And that's the thing. He's the kind of guy already that brings a swagger to what he does, right? And look,
Yeah.
I want to make it very clear. And I said this yesterday when I was streaming about the situation. When Jair Alexander was available in the offseason, I didn't want the Eagles to go get him. I didn't want Jair Alexander.
Right.
I want to make sure
He was not in your pecking order.
he was not somebody that I felt the Eagles should target because of the health. And he just seemed like a me guy. Right. And again, that's an assumption. For
Right.
me, it's more so about the health. I made it more so about the health. Aside from that, how can I bet on a guy like that?
I mean, but we
So at
also
that point-
forget the biggest upside, in my opinion, is Carter.
Right. So
Biggest upside is Carter for the simple fact that you got Joe Douglas that thought enough of this dude. That's how we ended up with him, which means Joe
sure.
Douglas had
For
to go
sure.
to Howie like, yo, I scouted this dude. I know him. Like he had to get some co-signing to bring him in. So, Joe Douglas is competent.
For sure. So that's why what I'm trying to get to is
And 2 years younger.
how he hedged his bet. Here's how he did that. He traded for a nickel. And he traded for an outside corner. If the nickel works, so if Michael Carter II works out, but Jair does not, okay, you got Michael Carter who can hold down the nickel. You could put Cooper DeJean on the outside and Quion's on the outside. Thank God you got a guy like Cooper DeJean who can do multiple things. Let's say Michael Carter doesn't work out, but Jair does work out. Hey, Coop, you back in the slot, baby, doing what you do. You got Jair and Quion on the outside holding it down. So he hedged his bet with these moves.
Yeah.
Quite obviously. He traded for 2 corners instead of trading for a corner and an edge. Now the trade deadline when is the actual deadline? When is it?
I always thought it was on the 4th.
Let's see.
I could be wrong.
It is on November 4th, 4 p.m. All right. Tuesday. November 4th, 4 p.m. So there's still time left for the Eagles to make a move. Let me get to some of these super chats. They've been hanging out for a while. 24 Birds with the $4.99. He says, respect, brothers. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much for the donation. This show does not go on without you, my guy. It does not
Appreciate
go
it.
on without you. All right, let's see here. Shout out to 24 Birds. Simo Mob with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Simo. He says, I told y'all last week we was going to blow the Giants out, coach. LOL, remember?
Yes, I do.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Shout out to
Yes,
Simo,
sir.
man. We appreciate you. Thank you. 24 Birds back again with the double up. Thank you, man. Means a lot
Much
to
love,
us.
24.
Much respect to 24 Birds. All right, we got Tribe Called Quest.
Say it all together like a Tribe Called Quest.
Like a guy. We appreciate the guy with the
Yes, sir.
$10 donation. Chuck It Up Sports, best Eagles content in the business.
Facts.
Let's go, Birds. Shout out Simone and Crystal Ball LB. Shout out to my guy Tribe, man. We appreciate you. Also, shout out to Pro Fan Talk. Pro Fan Talk is doing amazing work, y'all. Make sure I go lock in, go subscribe to Pro Fan Talk. Doing great things over there. All right, 24 Birds back again. He says, for what it's worth, minutes after Q was drafted, he was compared to Jair Alexander. Listen, Jair Alexander is going to bring. He's going to bring energy to that locker room. I can tell you that right now.
He is no scrub.
He's not somebody that's going to go out there and play without confidence. He's not going to not attack. So I will say that about Jair. His mindset is what you love. You love his approach to the game. Can he stay healthy? That's the question.
Right.
I just want to be consistent and explain why I didn't want him in the offseason. I had higher hopes for Keely at the time. Higher hopes. And look, Keely made a fool out of me.
And we all did.
Keely made a fool out of me.
You know, I was lock, stock, and barrel on that.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't want Jair. I just want to make sure my position was made clear.
You win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some. And now look at the position we're in. A lot of you guys said CB2 is going to be a problem, Tone. It's going to be a problem, Tone. It's going to be a problem. I was like, listen, we'll give Killy a shot. Damn. And guess what? Y'all was right. It was a problem.
Right.
It still is a problem, right? We
Right.
still don't know what
You're wrong.
Jair is going to do. So, we'll see how this thing turns out. But, yeah, man, just make sure y'all know I ain't two-stepping over here. I ain't,
I think you got one more with Schoolboy.
I think I do as well. Let's see. Here we go. Schoolboy with the super chat says these teams with these cupcake schedules and they saying that they're the test. But when they played real contenders, they lost. We're their test for real. I feel you.
I don't disagree with that.
I feel you on that.
I don't disagree.
I was saying it all off season. I was telling
I'm
people
so ready. To me, next week is going to determine what kind of team we are. Next week is going to determine that because we know what we got on defense. We know what we got on offense. However, with the offense, can we establish the run again? If we can establish the run again, then I'm going to say, okay, looks like we are running the ball with consistency.
Mm.
And if we are running the ball with consistency, I don't see anybody else that can beat us. And I think the biggest test we're going to have thus far is probably going to be the Lions.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of Green Bay at all.
Yeah. I think Green Bay is feast or famine a lot.
Yes. We've had history with Micah Parsons. We know how to deal with him. We know how to attack him.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed with Micah. Micah is still a phenomenal player. But
they can't play the run.
but the best way to attack Micah Parsons is to run at him. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So we know those lessons. Jordan Love is bipolar. He's up and down. So I'm saying all that to say Green Bay is not a team I'm too concerned about. We are still the better team. And to your point you made earlier, Tone, the Eagles as a team is ascending. The defense is ascending. We are getting better and better. Kevin Patullo seems to have clicked. And we are going in the right direction. Let's see if we can keep it up in this next game. That's why this next game is so important.
Yeah, I agree. Important for a multitude of reasons, but that's one of the reasons. You got to find out if this team has truly recaptured that aura that we're so used to seeing them have. It's also important for seeding purposes. You can control your own destiny. You can control your own destiny. If Philadelphia Eagles win both these games, Green Bay and Detroit, you beat both of those teams, that means you have wins over those two. Also on the Rams and the Bucks, you control your destiny. Yeah, you just got to win. You just got to win.
Yeah, the only thing that concerns me is you got to stay healthy. That's it.
Stay healthy, man. Alex had a super chat here as well. $4.99. Thank you, Alex. He says,
appreciate it, brother.
Moro Jomo, 208 rushes, 4 sacks, 5 QB hits so far this year. Milton, 418 rushes, 5 sacks. Well, no, Milton, I just looked at Milton. Milton only has 3.5 sacks. Oh, last year. He's talking about last year. Got it. So he's comparing Milton's last year to Moro's this year. And yeah, Moro has been more productive on less opportunities.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I like it. As long as they're being productive, man. As long as they're paying dividends.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that matters. So
right.
I like what I'm seeing with Moro Jomo. We both called that in camp because he did things last year.
I was buying the Moro stock for a while, man.
Yeah. Because I remember saying like Moro Jomo reminded me of Zach Bond. He was just waiting for his opportunity to get more snaps. Every time he got snaps last year, he made something happen. And now he's getting this opportunity and making the most of it.
For sure. David Turney with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, David.
Thanks, Dave.
He says, love the cast. Just want to support. Nice to see Coach got the tech fixed. Go Birds. Yeah, man, for sure.
That remains to be seen, but it's working now. Masking tape and bubble gum, bro.
Let's not jinx it. Davon Tyree with the super chat. Thank you for the $4.99, my man. He says, Howie did a wonderful job with the depth at the cornerback position. Y'all remember when Q was hurt and Keely and Dory was out there playing, getting torched? That was another thing, too. That's what I'm saying. Like the Eagles, Howie Roseman has accumulated enough data these first 8 weeks to determine what their real issue was. It was CB2. That Giants game exposed a lot. It
Yeah.
didn't matter what you was doing on the middle of the field. Ringo, and you can't. There can't be a world out there where Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson on the field. That just can't be a world that we live in. So, and again, I really do believe though, Jair Alexander, he's going to bring more. I don't know if you knew this. Christian Parker worked with him a little bit when he was in Green Bay. Christian Parker was a defensive quality control coach,
Right.
and he worked directly with the DC over there, and game planning and film and all that kind of stuff. So Christian Parker has some level of familiarity with Jair Alexander. He was only there for 2 seasons, so he knows him in some capacity. I'm not going to say he directly coached him because he was a defensive quality control coach, but they worked. Christian Parker is a guy that walks around with a swagger of his own. Christian
Right.
Parker, he has those guys decided to come back another season where they could have got probably DC opportunities, right?
Yeah.
Christian Parker came back to work with Quinyon, work with Coop, work with guys like that. He loves working with those guys, and he got the best out of them. And you could just see how he talks to him on the sideline. I think Jair Alexander could fit right in with that. Quinyon and Coop, they're decorated. You know what I'm saying? They're all rookie team and Super Bowl champions. They got their own aura, their own confidence they bring to the table. So he's not going to be a guy that can just walk in there and just swing his weight around. He's going to have to come in and assimilate and respect their den. You know what I mean?
Specifically with Quinyon and Coop, do you think like now, both of them in their second year, do they have like Patrick Surtain type? Do they get that vibe? Are they getting that type of respect?
Patrick Surtain is still a tier above, if you ask me.
I agree.
But Quinyon and Cooper DeJean have already earned the respect. Remember, they made the NFL top 100. They were both in the top 50, top 60, something like that. So these are guys that are already demanding the respect from their peers. Patrick Surtain already showed love to Quinyon as well. He named him one of his top 5 corners this year. So, and Quinyon has been one of the most locked down guys in the league, whether people want to accept it or not. He has.
Right.
Quinyon is developing a high level of respect, and the reason we know is because we don't hear his name much throughout the game.
Yeah, it is becoming. I don't want to get spoiled, but I like the fact that you're talking about 2 very, very important positions where you are not worried at all.
We don't worry about those guys when they play. We don't talk about those guys when they play.
Exactly.
We don't. We don't. But I think Quinyon is right on that tier under Patrick Surtain. I think it's Patrick Surtain, and then it's we can debate from there.
Yeah, you know what? I like Coop, in my opinion, just a tad bit better. Not because of talent, but it just seems to me that Cooper has had more opportunities to make plays, be it making big tackles and pass breakups, things like that.
Yeah.
I don't say that Quinyon at all. Quinyon Bay is still a real place.
Yeah.
But it seems like Coop is always where he needs to be as far as making the tackle, pass breakup, that sort of thing.
I would say Quinyon. I would say Coop is a.
Oh, nice! I didn't know that.
I would say Coop is, because of the nature of his position, right? I would say Coop is a more complete football player.
Agreed.
He's a more complete, and again, it's only because of the nature of his responsibilities. I think Quinyon is a better outside corner, a better pure outside corner. But I think DeJean has more versatility. And I spoke about this when we drafted him. I don't know if you remember this. When we drafted him, I said Cooper DeJean will become Vic Fangio's most valuable Swiss Army knife.
Right.
And arguably he is. It's a debate between him and Zach Baum right now.
You think Quinyon could play in the slot?
I think he could. Yes, for sure. I definitely think he could. Remember he was going to start in the slot before the season started, but the injuries with Isaiah Rodgers, kind of shifted that a little bit. I think Quinyon could play up too. We actually saw Quinyon in the slot in the preseason game. He almost had an interception.
Yeah,
You know, so I think
almost.
I think Quinn could play in the slot. Don't get it twisted, because he tackles very well and he's fast. But he's a guy that's been on the outside more, and we've been able to see, because of the nature of DeJean's position, we've been able to see him in a wider range of situations,
Yeah,
playing the run,
agreed.
dropping back
Agreed.
in coverage, right? Defending tight ends, defending receivers, defending slot guys, blitzing, shooting the gaps, right? To get TFLs, open field tackles. You see more of that with the nickel. You see more of that with the guy that's a hybrid.
Yeah,
You know, and again, that's not to say Quinn. I'm pretty sure if we put Quinn in the slot, he will be able to make a lot of those same plays. But DeJean is actually also bigger too.
exactly.
He's a bigger dude. So
Yes.
that matters. That matters. But I'm pretty sure if you put Quinn in the slot, Quinn can defend anybody in there. But I think I do think you take a hit in run defense though, just because DeJean is just a bigger body.
Just
that
a
can
bigger,
slice,
little bit
he
more physical.
slices through. DeJean
Yeah.
slices.
Agreed. Agreed.
Let's see here. Darth Panda. Shout out to Darth. His Coop trained with PS2 in the offseason. Oh, yeah, he definitely did. He sure did. I actually saw that video. He did.
I got to look that one up. I haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But yeah, again, adding Jair Alexander and adding Michael Carter II to this DB room definitely helps your situation. It helps. It can't hurt you.
Right.
It can't. It just can't. You know, just like bringing BG back, it doesn't hurt you. It can only help you. You know, I think they brought back some swagger and they brought back some veteran stabilization with BG. BG brought swagger and confidence to these guys. And
I want to see what he does, man.
and
I want to see what
accountability.
happens when he gets on the field.
And Jair's bringing his own edge as well. You know what I mean? Like, that defense is going to be a defense that you're going to have to come correct against no matter what. And trading for them when they did, you got time to get them acclimated.
Yes, that was a perfect time.
Acclimated.
I'll say it again. Teams wish they had our problems. They wish they had our problems. So
listen, man, can't take this thing for granted. Can't take this thing for granted, man. I was talking to OJ Spivey, and he was just like, you know, man was just talking.
Yeah, that was a good conversation, bro.
Eagles fans are spoiled, man. Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
I
we
appreciate
spoiled.
that.
We spoiled.
Eagles fans are spoiled. Spoiled as hell. I think this team is well coached from top to bottom. Obviously, we still got our questions about KP, but he's trending up. I think defensively, they are probably the best, the most well coached defense in football. They're up there.
Agreed.
That combination of guys, with that combination of a coaching staff with talent, you can get the most out of those guys.
Vic Fangio is showing why he has a defense named after him. He has a scheme named after him. A lot of coaches in the NFL that don't have schemes named after them. So he is proven why he is as good as he is. And it's all, to me, it seems he's more old school, common sense type dude. If it ain't working, don't do it. If it is working, do it. Run it till they stop it. If this guy is not getting it done in practice, he ain't playing. That old school mentality, and it's working.
Yeah, shout out to Alex with the super chat. He said Jair Alexander was born in Philly too. Yeah, he was.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was.
That's what's up.
He was. I don't think he grew up here though, but he was born here.
Got you.
I would have to do my own due diligence on that. I don't want to.
He got to get the seal of approval.
You know, yeah, you know.
Family was just passing through.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
It's like being in the military. You was born in Germany.
It's some people that's from like Delco and they say they from Philly. No, you're not.
Right.
no, you're not.
Right. You know what though? I find that it's just it's easier to just explain it. You know what I mean? You know, I was born in College Hill, Ohio. Nobody knows where College Hill is. And I don't feel like saying that's a suburb of Cincinnati. I'm from Cincinnati.
Got you.
You know what I mean? That sort of thing.
If your zip code don't start with 191, sound plan. Schoolboy 6092 says here, and thank you for the super chat. He says, I don't know. Shutting down the side of the field is impressive. It is.
Oh, always, bro. Always.
Always impressive. You know what I mean? Like Quinion.
It's always nice to know when your squad has players that other teams have a hard time playing against.
Mhm.
Throw it in a different direction. Run the other way. That sort of stuff. And we've got those type of players on the Eagles, and everybody hates us for it.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to again. You got to put this thing in perspective, man. Would
And
you
I know
rather-
it's not going to happen, but I would love to just put up the middle finger to everybody if we got Myles Garrett. I know it's not going to happen, but
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
And besides, getting Myles Garrett comes at a cost. That's it.
Big cost.
Like,
Would
some
you
of
have- would you have made the deal?
One of your favorite players won't be here no more.
Would you have made the deal
For Myles Garrett?
if it was realistic? Would you have made that? Would you do the 3 first-round picks and all that?
I can get the deal done without giving up a player.
Well, let's just say that let's just say it was going to go. Yeah, you didn't have to give up a player, but you did have to give up the picks.
You can have them. You can have them
Okay.
picks.
Because the
You had 'em.
the
You
truth
had-
of the
you-
matter is, don't nobody want to go to Cleveland.
You can have them picks. You can
I
have
would
them.
have done the same thing.
You want 2? You want 3? You can have them.
Myles
Because because
Garrett
I-
is one of one.
and also, I think the Eagles have shown, at least so far, that it doesn't matter where they draft the guy; they're capable of developing. They have a tried and true history of developing, specifically during the Nick Sirianni era.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna shortchange that. Eagles have done a lot of damage on day 2.
Facts.
They've done a lot of damage on day 2.
Facts. That's Howie Roseman's bread and butter, waiting for somebody to drop. There's always one every year. Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith,
And
Kobe.
those day 1 picks, it's gonna be late in the draft anyway. If the Eagles are doing exactly what we expect them to do,
Yep.
so you can have those.
Because for the most part, you still got all of these teams that go gaga over quarterbacks that can't play.
I agree with you
So,
100%.
as long as you have that, and you got somebody, like Howie, that's always shopping at the thrift store,
Mhm.
always not secondhand store, but you getting them TJ Maxx prices.
Howie is an enthusiast of the antiquities.
Absolutely.
He
There you go.
knows how to find
There
that
you go.
shine. He knows how to find that shine in a room full of dust.
That diamond in the
know,
rough, man.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like if you could find a way to get Hendrickson, that'd be cool too.
I thought that was a more realistic goal
Mm-hmm.
than Myles Garrett, but the whole situation in Cleveland is so over the
I mean,
top.
But here's
Anything's
they just paid him though. I don't even know how they just gave Miles that money.
You know what? You know what Myles Garrett is? Myles Garrett is in the same situation like T.O. Look, it's a little bit different, but I'm looking at it from the standpoint of you have the best player at his position playing for your team, producing, got the contract, got the money, and is not happy. Now, T.O., he was trying to get the next contract, but the bottom line is he wanted to stay. But, and I use that example because who's bigger? Who's the
He
bigger
knew-
name right now?
Miles Garrett, man, he
That joker
knew-
is ridiculous.
he knew what he was getting himself into. I don't know why he acting surprised.
You know what? And I said this before, it's not, I think it's unfair that because he signed a contract and got his bag, that he's supposed to just be okay with losing.
No,
That's
I
not
don't-
why you signed him. And,
that's-
and I think
he's not. I don't think he's expected to be okay with losing. I don't think
Well-
that's the expectation. I think he signed that contract with under the right pretenses, believing
Hey,
that
hey.
believing that they would do enough by
they're
the
not paying their half of the
organization,
rent.
and he signed that assuming that they would do right by him in that organization.
Right.
He took that contract assuming that they would put them in a viable position to compete.
And you know what
Bare
happened
minimum.
when you assume, bro? Makes an ass out of you and me.
And that is why I don't feel bad. That's not to say he should be okay with the situation. He should not be okay with the situation. But I think it also needs to be understood that you bet on an organization that has failed at
Right.
producing at the most important position in sports
You
consistently.
and I understand that. You did your homework. You was the one walking around the Super Bowl trying to
That's
rub
what
up
I'm
it.
saying. Like
You know what I mean?
it'd
You
be-
were
it'd
walking
be-
around doing that.
You the one that penned this personal note with your signature on it saying, I want to win. It's not just about the money for me. He did that.
He did that.
He created this. He created this circus. And I'm not going to feel bad about somebody who invited me to the circus.
Yeah, he did. And then the ringmaster just started laughing at him like, we got you now.
Come
You
on,
was the
man.
last unicorn, bro. They put you in the cage.
Right.
Shout out to
Right.
all people that understand that reference.
And that doesn't mean that unicorn should be in the cage.
Nah.
But
Nah.
hey, you showed up.
If
You showed up.
if any of y'all old school animation heads know about the last unicorn, you know there's a scene where the witch sees the unicorn for what it is, and she says, "You put a fake horn on a real unicorn?" Because the real people, the average person couldn't see what she was. So they put a fake horn on a real unicorn. So they got a real one
Everything real.
out there in Cleveland. And I said this, and I'm waiting for this to happen. I'm waiting
Everything
for it to
real
happen.
about that man in Cleveland. Everything real about him. I'll tell you that right now. So
They gave that man impunity because of his contract, because they're not going to trade him. That man can literally say whatever he wants. He can fire off on anybody. What they gonna do? Fine him?
he's the only reason people still come to those games.
And they got that stadium they just got approved for. That's why they're not trading them.
Of course, they need to sell it.
They need to sell it. They got to sell them season tickets. And they still might
Right.
not be able to sell season tickets the way they've been acting.
Again, man.
I always look at stuff like that, man. And then I look at what Howie and Jeffrey Lurie. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to play for Jeff Lurie. Even it was his first year with the team, but to see what it was when Norman Braman sold it, Jeffrey Lurie bought it, and to see what it is now is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That's why you can't take for granted what they do here. I
You
was
can't.
talking last night. I was talking last night about this. Would you rather be a fan? Would you rather be a fan of any other organization? Like I was talking about this. Like there's organizations that care about winning, like care that actually have a competitive gene. Then there's organizations who just look at the team as an asset. They just trying to make their money as a passive income because they're going to
Yeah.
get paid regardless.
Regardless.
Teams don't get dissolved in the NFL. So they're gonna get their paycheck no matter what.
No matter what.
So again, I bring it back to the Eagles. The Eagles are a team. You trade for Jair, you trade for Michael Carter II, right? You took shots on drafted corners in back-to-back rounds with Quinion and Cooper DeJean. You drafted Jahai Campbell. You traded for AJ Brown, drafted Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts, and you signed Saquon Barkley in the offseason. You've made moves that didn't pan out, right? But the
Correct.
bottom line is this Eagles organization swings. They never gun shy.
That's for sure.
They never afraid to bust their gun. I don't want nobody around me that's afraid to bust their gun. I need somebody around me that's ready to go, business wise and all. I need somebody around me that knows when it's go time is go time. Are we
Right.
trying to win or are we trying to win? It's no other option. And there are organizations like the Eagles who put winning and being competitive at the forefront, right? The Chiefs, they're a team that's not afraid to pull the trigger. They want to win. Eagles want to win. You can't look at the Cowboys and say they're a team that wants to win every year. You can't. You can't look at the Chargers. I don't care how good they think Justin Herbert is. I don't care how great of a coach they think Harbaugh is. That organization, in their essence, in their DNA, they're not winners, and they don't care about winning.
Yeah,
They
look at the last. You can go back the last 10, 15 years. Just look at and just take regular season off the board and just look at playoff teams.
Rams Rams are a team that per case in point, F them picks. They coined that term. F them picks.
Yeah.
They leveraged everything for that season in 2021.
And they got it.
And they got
paid
it
off.
And they actually bounced back quicker than people thought.
Yep.
So I can't. It's Eagles issues. You know, we're crying in the Ferrari. We're crying in the Ferrari, man. So
crying in the Ferrari.
we're padding our tears with cashmere loincloths. Like it's
Stop it, though.
it's a different energy over here.
It is. And what scares me, and just kind of to bring it back to AJ Brown for a second, what scares me is how I see so many thin-skinned Eagles fans.
And that's how I know he's not going nowhere. Everything we discussed, that's how I know AJ not going nowhere.
Yeah, I know he ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere. Howie Roseman is in the business of acquiring talent, not letting it go.
Not letting it go.
And on
And
top
y'all
of that,
think, and it is amazing. Like, I don't think most of y'all are too young to remember there used to be a video game. It was an old PC game. When PC games weren't in vogue yet. But there was a game called Lemmings. And you had to lead everybody followed everybody else, and you had to lead the lemmings out of danger and all of that type of stuff. And that's what it seems like social media has done. Everybody just follows everybody else. Everybody just regurgitates the same thing. Nobody does homework. Nobody watches film. None of that. I won't say nobody. There are people that still do that, but the vast majority of people do not. All they do is go off of headlines and figure out. And let me say this, and I'm going out of left field here real quick, okay? Because this is what I do. The stuff that I've seen that's coming down the pipe with all of this AI and stuff like that, if you ain't trained to understand what you're looking at, it's going to be so easy to fool everybody. I've seen it for myself. I know how it works. And I say that from my last comment, because the majority of people in sports that do content creation and stuff like that, they don't do homework. They rely on somebody else to feed them the information. The big guy in the sky don't lie. Film don't lie. Stats do. Numbers don't lie, but they
Marcus, we losing you. We got to oh wait, there we got you back now.
Yeah. Numbers don't lie, but they do deceive.
Yes.
You know, you can get garbage time stats to pad stats, but if you watch the game, it's something different. Film don't lie. And everybody doesn't watch film. That's a problem because everybody got something to say. So that's my rant. I'm done.
No, man. Like everybody not built for it, man.
Nah. Nope.
Everybody not built for it, bro. All right,
I'm trying to figure out a way where I can watch more film without YouTube hitting me with the copyright. They got tight on that this year, bro. I used to be able to take a snippet from a game and I would put filters on it, draw on it. I would do all of this stuff to it and they would still get me. Because before, as long as you didn't just copy it and play it.
They're not playing around.
Yeah, there was the what was it? The free public use or what they call it? Public domain or something like that.
Yeah, fair use or something.
Fair
use.
Like that. Yeah, now it's like the NFL ain't playing. You got to find a different way to do what you got to do. So
yeah. So before we get to some of these picks for this week, because we didn't get a chance to lay out our predictions for this upcoming week or revisit what happened the previous week, but let's just try to get through some of these picks real quick.
Yeah, I'll be winging it because of all the issues I've been having. I ain't even thought about the picks.
No, I feel you. So let's see here.
I think I did go to
you did your week 8, right?
I think I did. Yeah. Picks. I did. Yeah. I do have my week 8 results.
Okay. What was your record for week 8? I went 8-5 in week 8.
Yeah, you got me. I was 7-6.
Okay.
I got blasted.
Yeah.
I got the Bengals wrong. I got the Bears wrong. I got Texans wrong. Dolphins wrong. Steelers wrong. So yeah, I got blasted. I was 7-6.
All right. So let's go to week 9 then. Week 9. All right. You got the Ravens at the Dolphins. That happened.
Yeah, that game's over.
We all had the Ravens winning that game. I
All
don't
had
think
the Ravens.
Yeah, I don't think that was a question. Bears at Bengals. I got the Bears in this game. What about you?
I got the Bengals because I think Joe Flacco was playing.
I heard he was dealing with an injury though.
He is.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. I'm
An
gonna stick with-
old injured Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
I think the Bears need a get right game too. So this could be the
Yeah,
game
but
for
I'm
them.
still not. You know what? Yeah, maybe I should go Bears. I'm not sold on Caleb Williams yet, but I definitely ain't sold on that Bengals defense.
Exactly. So
So that would be
got-
Bears.
okay. Vikings at Lions. I got the Lions in this game.
Lions.
No question. Vikings don't have a quarterback.
Nope.
Panthers at Packers. Got the
Packers.
Packers in this game. Andy Dalton, Bryce Young.
Is Bryce Young
gonna
gonna be considered a bust yet?
That's a good question. I don't know. It's been so bad over there. It's kind of hard to just pinpoint him as the issue.
Yeah. He's had a couple good games though.
Yeah. Chargers at Titans.
Chargers.
Chargers for sure.
Poor Cam Ward.
Yeah, man.
He's getting
Falcons.
loosed.
Falcons at Patriots. Patriots win this game for sure.
Yeah. Falcons. Oof. Falcons need to win too. Falcons is another team that's bipolar, man. They look good one week and then the next week it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, I think Kirk Cousins is starting this week for Michael Penix. I think
Is he?
because he's been dealing with that knee, right?
That's right. Kirk Cousins, earn your money, bro. Just don't move in the pocket.
Let's see. 49ers at the Giants. I got the Niners in this game.
At the Giants? Yeah.
49ers at Giants. I got
At
the
Giants.
Niners.
Yeah, I'll take the Niners. They without Scatterboo. They ain't got a run game. Well,
Yeah.
no, that other running back was pretty good.
Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah. But I'll take the 49ers defense against Jackson Dart.
Right. Colts at Steelers. I got the Colts in this game.
Colts.
Rolling with the Colts.
Irsay. I'm an Irsay fan.
All right. Let's see. Broncos at Texans. I'm rolling with the Broncos in this game.
Yeah, I hate to do that because I hate Sean Payton. But yeah, Broncos gonna win this game.
Yeah. Texans haven't been a reliable bet for me this year.
Nah, CJ Stroud, man, his sophomore slump continues. And this is his what, third year?
The junior slump.
Yeah.
Where are we? Okay, so we got Broncos winning that game. Jaguars at Raiders. You got the Jags winning this game.
Yeah, Raiders have not been good. Geno Smith, man. They tried to write me off, but I didn't write back. Well, looks like they got your letter, bro. Looks like they got your letter.
Saints at Rams. I got the Rams in this game.
Oh, Rams all day, man. Rams Saints are starting Tyler Shuck. Spencer Rattler got benched already.
Chiefs at Bills. This is a tough one. But I'm rolling with the Bills because the Bills normally win the regular season matchups and the Chiefs normally win the playoff matchup. So
this is weird because this is going to be which quarterback gets the best calls from the refs.
wow.
I don't like to blame shit on the refs because I understand how that works. There's bad calls on both sides. But damn it, those two teams specifically, Patrick Mahomes gets some of the craziest calls, and so does Josh Allen. So it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out. But I guess I would pick Josh Allen. I'll go with the Bills.
I'm rolling with the Bills as well. Even though the Chiefs are rolling right now,
Yeah.
I'm just playing the trends. The Bills normally win the regular seasons, and the Chiefs beat them in the playoffs.
And the Bills at home?
Yeah, Bills at home as well.
All right, come on,
Yeah.
on, Josh.
All right, Seahawks.
MVP.
Seahawks at Commanders. I'm rolling with the Seahawks in this game.
Seahawks. Commanders they're done for the year. They
Yeah.
ain't got a quarterback, and Terry McLaurin dipped. He's out. Got that money though. Whoop my ass, give me my cash.
Cardinals. Cardinals at Cowboys. I got the Cowboys in this game.
Kyler Murray is playing today.
Is he playing today?
Yeah.
Because he was dealing with that foot.
Yeah. Because Cowboy defense ain't much. But I'm gonna take I'm gonna go with the Cowboys too.
Yeah, so I think we're pretty much in lockstep here. We didn't
You like that, Greg?
the bye week teams that are not playing this week. We got the Browns, the Jets, the Eagles, and the Bucks. So
Yeah.
2 AFC teams, 2 NFC teams taking it easy this week. No Browns game, no Jets game, no Eagles game, no Bucks game, y'all.
Oh, Kyler Murray is out. Good. I picked the Cowboys anyways. Yep.
Yeah, I picked the
Thought he
Cowboys.
was coming back.
Yep. But Jacoby Brissett is a sneaky top tier backup.
You know what? It seems to me Kyler Murray is the only quarterback, the only small quarterback where they don't look at him as a small quarterback. That's my observation. Because he's so quick and he can move around, he's got a good arm, and he's won some big games. To me, it seems like the optics are that he is the only short quarterback or running quarterback that I guess doesn't get labeled.
Because he's boring. Like, let's be honest about this. He's created this. He's in Arizona with the Cardinals. Like, no one cares about Kyler Murray. I don't mean no disrespect. Like, he's the most uninteresting franchise quarterback probably in football right now. The most interesting we ever read about him is the fact that they had to put no gaming in his contract. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like,
I thought he got violated for that though.
He's not interesting.
Yeah.
Like, that's why he flies into the fray. He's not interesting, and
Right.
he also was the first overall pick. So that buys you a lot of grace with people.
Yeah.
Right? People love being right in their draft evaluation. They don't care how your career went. Hey, I told you guys he was the first overall pick. Like, the reality is they will ignore new data than they would rather ignore new data than change their priors. And Kyler Murray has not been a first overall pick at all in his career. He has never been the best quarterback. He doesn't have any all pros, right? He's a Heisman winner, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying Heisman winner like that's nothing. That's a big deal. He was the man in college. But he's not interesting.
Sometimes for quarterbacks, man, the Heisman, winning the Heisman is like being on the cover of Madden.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Who's the last Heisman winner to win the Super Bowl? Peyton?
Devontae Smith.
Quarterback.
Oh, quarterback. That's a good question.
QB. Didn't Peyton Manning win the Heisman? Yeah, he won in 87. Or no, I'm sorry. Peyton Manning, did he win? Oh no, he was the runner-up.
All right. Last Heisman winner to win the Super Bowl. No, you're right, man. From a quarterbacking perspective.
From a QB situation. Few and far between.
Wow.
John Elway? We going back to Elway?
I think so.
Yeah, Alex. Peyton came in second place. He was runner-up, I think, his senior year. I'm trying to
Was
think.
it Doug Flutie?
Doug Flutie didn't win the Super Bowl.
Oh, you're right. I'm tripping. Sorry.
He won the Grey Cup. Does that count?
Anyway, man, like, look, Kyler Murray is not interesting to the point where he gets a pass when people talk about him.
Well, one more thing for us not to worry about.
As Blunt says, Jim Plunkett. Darth Panda says Jim Plunkett as well.
Damn. See, y'all going back. If you got to go back that far, that should let you know. That should let you know that picking a quarterback is the most difficult task for a franchise. And everybody claims that they can do it, and they can't do it.
Like, I get why you draft a guy like Kyler Murray. I get it. But
wouldn't you think by now, offenses and coordinators, you would figure that somebody with an offensive scheme would be smart enough to adjust their scheme for the quarterback you got coming in, not the other way around. To me, that is the problem. Because the fastest way you can get your quarterback on track is for him to understand the offense. The fastest way to understand the offense is to put something in front of his face he is familiar with.
Right.
And teams don't do that. And quarterbacks struggle. And we are so far past the days of Peyton Manning and Troy Aikman and that era of quarterbacks when they got 2, 3, and 4 years to develop, to really develop to the definition of what development actually is for an NFL quarterback. They don't develop no more. Everybody just want to add water. That's why we have so many problems. That's why that's why freaking Jalen Hurts is elite.
Because Jalen Hurts took his lumps.
Not only did Jalen Hurts take his lumps, Jalen Hurts has not had a consistent offensive coordinator for more than 2 years.
Right. It's first round picks that can't even survive with that kind of instability.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
And they give him all the benefit of the doubt.
All the benefit of, and
he hasn't had a consistent coordinator. The thing that Jalen Hurts has been through, if he was a first round pick, they'll talk about him like he was Jesus. This kid has never had a consistent offensive coordinator, and he took you to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. They would be waxing poetic about Jalen Hurts if he was a first round pick.
Correct.
Because you know what that means? That means that, hey, they got it right. The evaluators got it right.
Thank you.
And evaluators, a lot of these guys that are on television, they do a lot of draft evaluation scouting in the offseason. They want to be right so bad.
They
guys don't like being wrong in this game.
No. And so many people, and I say this all the time, you got a bunch of people sitting around the table, and all of those guys are paid to be the smartest guy in the room. And usually none of them are.
Because everything about Jalen Hurts and what he's accomplished just spits in the face of those who said you couldn't build around him or he couldn't be the quarterback on the Super Bowl winning team. Those people have nothing left to say.
That to me, that's the thing, though.
Now it's about how it looks.
Exactly. They done moved the goalposts.
Now it's about how it looks.
Why couldn't Jalen Hurts play? Why couldn't you ever seen that? Has anybody ever seen? Go back on YouTube, and I'm sure you can find it because I believe it's the NFL Films property. But go back and look at the documentary that was done by the NFL on Warren Moon, Hall of Famer Warren Moon. That they told him that he was going to have to play a wide receiver. That's why Warren Moon went to Canada, because Canada wanted him to be a quarterback. NFL wanted him to be. They still back then. They still didn't want black quarterbacks. Period. Period. So he had to play however many years, and he had to win however many championships he did in Canada, and he didn't come to the NFL till he was what, damn near 30.
That's nuts.
Nuts. And he still lit it up when he got here.
Still lit it up. Played it till he was like 45.
So when people they don't want to take that into consideration of why the optics of what a quarterback is. Why is Jalen Hurts at 6'2" at decent size for a quarterback. Why are all of these things a negative on him when he did everything you needed him to do? And I used this example before. If Trevor Lawrence would have done what Jalen Hurts did, Trevor Lawrence would already be a Hall of Fame candidate.
Dog. Like I was talking with OJ Spivey about this, like the things Jalen Hurts has endured and been able to accomplish in spite of, and just his developmental arc. Dog, they make movies about guys like this. They make movies about guys like this. Like his dedication to getting better. The Eagles don't do what they did if Jalen Hurts isn't dedicated to being better and also demanding that same dedication from the guys around him. There is a certain energy that gravitates towards guys who win and guys who are competitive. Guys like Tom Brady have a certain aura about them. Guys like Peyton Manning have a certain orbit around them. You feel what I'm saying? John Elway,
but even
Montano, guys who win in this league.
But this isn't necessarily about the quarterbacks though, because look at the easiest example is look at Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody saw that coming from the 6th round pick from Michigan. Nobody saw that coming. But you got people that just think they know everything, and nobody can tell them any different. And they fail time and time. They fail more often than they get things right, and nobody calls them on the carpet. Only now we are in this situation. Now, this is the good thing about social media and things like that, is that you're in a situation where now you got a direct audience with the guys calling the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And you can say, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You had this pick, this pick, this pick, this pick, and you 0 for 6. So why should you be the GM? Because you can openly question stuff like that. That didn't happen back in the day. And because of the status quo, because of, the environment, people would, just like it was in baseball, just like it was in every other sport, they didn't want to give black quarterbacks a shot for the wrong reasons. Even, listen, Doug Williams was my coach. That's why I will always be a Redskins fan, because Doug Williams was my coach in the World League. And I learned so much from that dude. And when he told the story of after going to the Super Bowl, they wanted to cut him for Jeff Rutledge. What? But they did it. And they made it seem like it was the right thing to do. And it's like, you can't win. So to the original point, when you see Jalen do what he does and everything, and from moving the goalposts to the odds stacked against them to a new coordinator every damn year, and then you go back and you listen to the pundits at the time talking about what he can't do, not a franchise quarterback. I'm not giving him the keys to the friend. I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? There are no more excuses. No more excuses.
None. When you prove you can get it done, what else is there?
What else is there?
That's why you draft guys. That's why you pay guys. You pay guys for wins. You don't pay guys just to get their numbers and not affect winning.
Correct.
Got like there's a certain energy that comes with guys that affect winning. So I think the Eagles, like we always say, Marcus, people wish to have the Eagles' problems.
Wish they had our problems, man.
Mm-hmm.
They wish they had our problems.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all I have for today, my man. I don't really have anything else to hit. We got to our picks for the week.
Yep.
We broke down the trades for Michael Carter II and Jair Alexander at cornerback. We discussed what that potentially could look like from an impact perspective. Anything else that you wanted to get into that maybe we didn't tap into, or you're good?
No, I want to sit back and watch everybody else lose today. That's what
I ain't mad at that. David Turney had a super chat here. He says, I laugh at the analysis of Herbert versus the analysis of Jalen. Treated so different. Drafted the same year. I wonder why. LOL. Hey, man.
You know.
Thank you for the super chats. You guys have been fantastic today as well.
Killing it today, man.
Make sure you guys continue to support the channels like you guys have been. Make sure
Man,
you
I
guys go
think I got a
lock in.
couple of Wawa hoagies out of this today, bro. Shoot.
Go lock in with the YouTube channels, you guys. Go
Good.
lock in at Pro Fan Talk. Coach Marcus does an amazing job at Pro Fan Talk. Make sure you guys go lock in at Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge to the game. That's Chalk It Up Sports. He's Marcus Thomas. I'm Tone DeShields II. You guys have been locked in on the Bald Eagles podcast, and it's straight like that.
Go Birds.
In the city of Philly, where the birds take flight, Eagle swag on the rise each and every night. Tone and Marcus got the scoop ready to ignite, from the lanes of South Street to the Broad Street lights. Dashing like a running back, hitting every play. Blind guys in the zone, never led astray. Talking touchdowns, talking game day. Huddle around the mic, hear what they gotta say. I like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Marcus always standing by, bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry. Fly like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Marcus always standing by, bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle